ScouterStan. Want to talk a little bit about getting other medals. The Eagle is a wonderful goal for a lot of youth, and this is something worth going through the process and all of the requirements and everything to get. But there's additional medals that may be considered. There's some that you just go into. As scout leaders, we need to talk to them and find out where their focus is. That's the big thing. If we can find out that focus and help that young person get recognized for the achievement, we need to do that. Now, one of the big ones is, of course, the Heroism Award. This recognizes life-saving or doing something that rescues people in a life-threatening thing that happened. So it's important to recognize them. And this isn't something you go out and earn, okay? But if you've been in the right place, the right time to help someone, you should be recognized for it. So that's one of the key things about the Heroism Award. As a scout leader, you may know a youth that has been in a situation where they were able to help others and rescue people or give life-saving medical, like first aid, to somebody who really needed it. Say they were choking or somebody that almost drowned. Those are life-saving things. This is something that the youth should be recognized for. This is a very rare, which is good, because you don't want a whole bunch of them, because that means everybody's like in trouble. So it does happen. And it's wonderful that we recognize those youth, and because they're using scout skills, first aid and life-saving and really going above and beyond and helping others. Now, another big one, of course, is the religious emblem. This depending on your faith, there are many different ones out there. So the requirements are not all the same. Depending on the faith, that the religious emblem that you're going for will have its own set of requirements. When I was a youth, I earned the youth religious award. It was called God and Country at the time. So then, and if you're a member, you're going to hear more about that if you're a channel member. But I went through the process, and my brother and I both achieved the youth emblem. The youth emblem is actually this purple knot with the silver rope on it. So that's what we achieved, and it actually had a medal with a ribbon and everything that you could wear. So that is a great way. There are many different ones. So depending on your faith, will depend on what requirements are needed. World Conservation Awards. This typically is a patch that's put on the youth and the adults. Adults can earn it too. That is put on the uniform that you can wear. But there's more out there. There's all kinds of world conservation. Not only that, but you have things that are more involved, have service projects and all the different requirements and all that kind of stuff. And we have done videos about world conservation, so definitely check those out. Hey, before we go any further, I want to make sure that you know that you are invited to the campfire chat meeting we have each month on the first Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We get together around the campfire and talk about all kinds of scouting issues, and you have a reserved seat in the chat where you can ask questions of anyone on the live show. So you don't want to miss it. Let me take a moment to just thank all of the patrons on Patreon. They've been financially supporting this podcast for quite some time. Also, I want to thank all of the members of the YouTube channel that have also been supporting financially what we do here. If you have a moment, you can definitely check us out at ScouterStan.org. Okay, now that you got the information, let's head on back. National Medal for Outdoor Achievements. This is a very difficult medal to actually earn. There are requirements that you need to look into, and this is trying to keep the video here evergreen, so please go to the website and the different links that are in the descriptions below, so that you get the actual current day requirements. Sometimes with medals and earning those medals, once you start doing it, that freezes those requirements, so that if they change just before you complete it, and it can take years to actually complete some of these, that's the thing. The requirements you started with are the ones you stay with, and that's true for a lot of stuff in scouting. Now, on this National Outdoor Medal, now a lot of scout youth are multi-registered. They're not only with a troop, they could be with a crew or a Sea Scout ship. So there's different awards that they can also earn in addition to achieving the highest level they can. Say Eagle Scout, that would be the highest in a troop. Now the next one, of course, with a crew, you have Summit and Ranger. So these are some of the awards you can get that are very intense. You have to really look into it. Finally, if you're in Sea Scouts, that's Quartermaster. That's a wonderful achievement. And a lot of times, these other awards are so rare, they actually are less people getting them than they are Eagle Scout. And Eagle Scout's pretty rare. So there's a big difference. So be looking for, in this season, a video coming up about Sea Scouts and their achievements that you can actually get into. Now, as a scout leader, if you're just with a troop, or even if you're with a Cub Scout pack, you need to know about these awards. So don't tune out. It's important that you know of these things. They may not qualify for them because they're Cub Scouts, but the thing is, they will not always be a Cub Scout. They will progress into the other branches of scouting. And as a scout leader, it would be important to know about it. International Spirit Award. This is not just a patch, but you can get recognized at higher levels. You have to look into the paperwork to actually get the medals and all that stuff. So that is a possibility. And that, of course, is with WOSM, which is the World Organization of the Scouting Movement. That's what this purple patch is. You will see this on all of the WOSM scouting organizations around the world will actually have that patch. So we're part of that organization. They have different awards. They are actually incorporating some of the peace or the MOP, MOP. Some of that stuff's getting incorporated. So keep an eye out for it as a scout leader to see what's going on. See if there's something that's available now. There are additional awards and recognitions at different things throughout your council, throughout your district. So look into it. Then, if you're looking at more national, you have Philmont may have different awards. There's a lot of things at Seabase that have different awards. Northern Tier, Summit, they all have awards that you can actually earn. If you go to a national jamboree, there are things you can do at the jamboree where you can get segments and things that you can put on your jamboree patch that are totally unique. No one else can get them because they had to be there at that event to get it, and earn it. That's a big thing. So these are little things like that. It's just a wonderful, wonderful mix of different things that are out there. Now, the ultimate bling, of course, is Eagle Scout. This is something that is an American icon. This is something that when people think of America, they think of the flag, they think of Statue of Liberty, they think of Eagle Scouts. This is an American icon. This is something that is only achievable by youth. Only youth can get an Eagle. That's a big deal. We represent, as Scouts in the United States, less than 1% of all the youth that are out there are actually in a scouting unit. So when you consider that and the number of Eagles every year, it's a very tiny fraction that actually achieve this in our youth population within America. So think of it that way. It is something that is achievable before you're 18. That's it. Now, it is true there were adult Eagle Scouts back a long time ago, back in 50s and further back. That's no more, okay? If somebody says they're an Eagle Scout as an adult, I take up at face value, Scout is trustworthy, so that's what I say. But a youth actually earning Eagle is very rare. It is very rare. So that is a very big thing. Definitely, if you're a youth watching this video, please make sure you do 3 things. Get a mentor. Get somebody that can help you through this process. So many youth are distracted by all the different things that are out there. Please get a mentor that'll keep you on track and you don't run out of time. So that's the first thing. If you know a scout, a life scout, who's struggling, become their mentor. Talk to them. Start working with them. Get them towards their project and all that kind of stuff. The second big thing that I recommend to every adult leader listening is make sure that the scout does not set his heart on a specific project. It is far too easy for that to crumble away and be a roadblock. Make sure they have somebody who wants the project. That's the next big thing. You gotta have that recipient. That's first. Now what it is up to the recipient. The recipient will literally tell you. Sometimes the recipient will actually pay for it. So there's no fundraising involved. That's the big deal. Look for who you want to do a project for, not the project. The project is not the point. It's the recipient that's the point. And third, don't lollygag. Get it done. Get her done. You don't have much time. If you're a Life Scout, most Life Scouts are in that rank for up to 2 years. They're running out of time. So they need to get this done and get that project in, get it approved. Make sure that you do the project and you do all the follow-up in the workbook and make sure you get all that stuff done. Your mentor will see you through it. Definitely look at some of the videos here on this channel. We have a ton of them about Eagle Scouts, but those are my big 3 that I recommend that all adults and youth think about. Be proud of your scouting history. Be the example. If you're at a huge ceremony or something, wear your medals. Totally fine. Even if you're not in uniform. This is something that a lot of scouters may not know. If you're in a suit, you're at a very formal event, and you don't have your youth uniform or your adult uniform with you, you can wear the medals on the lapel. That is totally fine. Check the insignia guide. It'll tell you all about that. This is something that we need to be proud of, and we need to put that out there to be that example, that shining example of what scouting can really do and really recognize people for the things they do. This is so important, and we work so hard for our scouts. So please keep up the good, hard work. We're doing good work, and please keep that up. And I will be glad if you have any questions. Put them in the comments. That's totally fine if you have a question. I read them. I look at all of them. Until next time, I'll see you on the trail.